Wait a minute. Got it.
Okay. 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 Good evening and welcome to my Fancy Lady Music channel. I'm Sheila Moody. Today, August 29th, is a very special occasion. It's none other than Michael Jackson's birthday, and it's also the 17th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, an event which, oh, did I say my name?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Greetings and welcome to my Fancy Lady Music channel. I'm Ronnie Sheila Moody. Today is an extra special occasion. August 29th is none other than Michael Jackson's birthday, and it's also the 17th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, an event which changed the lives and the culture of thousands of people in New Orleans. My special guest today is an epitome of the word survivor. He's a prominent New Orleans singer, songwriter, and guess what? He's a survivor of Hurricane Katrina. He has also overcome challenges such as drug addiction and epilepsy. Ben is currently celebrating the release of his new album, Soul Avenger. Welcome, Ben.
Hey, Sheila. Wait, I didn't really have a drug addiction. Maybe that's the drugs I was taking for Corbatol.
Okay,
For my
Corbett.
seizures. Yeah.
Okay. You'll talk about life on the rough streets of New Orleans later,
Talk about that for
but,
sure.
but today, on the 17th anniversary of a catastrophe that hit New Orleans on August 29th, 2005, what's it like there now? How are you feeling today?
Well, um, we just watched this documentary about Hurricane Katrina called Katrina Baby. And it's Katrina Babies is on HBO, and it really brought back up all those emotions to see those images and see from the perspective that this look at put together. It was definitely amazing, well done, you know. But it showed how folks in these younger generations have not been able to cope. You know, they still have that post-traumatic stress. And in the video, in the documentary, it showed how this one young lady, she was brought to tears because they said no one had never asked her how she'd felt. And she's like maybe in her 20s, maybe like 20 or some little young one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very interesting, and it brought a lot of things perspective for sure.
Okay. And talk about your experience in the midst, living in the middle of Hurricane Katrina. Trina, you were there when it hit and you didn't leave right away like other people.
Yeah, because New Orleans is that area of the world where we have hurricanes, and we're not we all are used to having hurricanes. We have hurricanes from the 60s, and we knew that here in New Orleans, we are people who are very strong-willed, and they have a stick-to-itness that's that you can't find anywhere else. You know what I mean? So
Right.
when the event happened, it wasn't the storm that created the damage and the havoc that was the aftermath. It was the breaching of the levees. And when I say breaching, the levees were blown at the 17th Street Canal, the Florida Street Canal, and in the lower Ninth Ward. And in the lower Ninth Ward, they have a plaque in memory of the event. And
Wow.
the way is where it's worded, and what it says is just like, total slap in the face of people's, reality,
Mm-hmm.
that the levees were blown up
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
in the
How
water.
did, how did that experience affect your mental health?
Well, during that time, I was in I was in the midst of my epilepsy experience during that time, and I was just weaning myself off of the medication that I had for the last few years, and then the hurricane hit. It was surreal. It was like, um, an aspect of depersonalization, because it's like you're an outside observer of your actions, because the trauma is so that, it's hard to put it in perspective when you in it and you live in it and you see it, it's definitely an experience.
Great, great, great.
Hmm.
And so, what prepared you for this disaster? You had grew up pretty rough on the
Yeah,
street of New Orleans in the Seventh Ward, correct? Where
yeah,
there
yeah,
were a
yeah,
lot of rough people and drug dealing and drug using and robbery. You grew up on the rough streets and experienced that life before you found Jah Rastafari or calling. So talk
yeah.
about early life where you were.
Well, there's not much opportunities to come up economically
Mhm.
for youth here, and it's hardly no direction. Even though I went to a private high school, I was still involved in those type of situations where, we had friends who maybe took it a step further from, stealing cars to doing stick ups or just strong arm or whatever it was. And it was basically in our own neighborhood. So we like feeding on each other pretty much, you know what I'm saying? From that perspective. So it's the way the community is organized and the way, the thinking of the people, and opportunity. I had friends who were adopted,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they were sexually abused by the Catholic priest for years until the adult one started robbing, killed the grocery store owner in the French Quarter. His brother came back after coming out the military and everything, went back to the priest who had been abusing him, and they murked him, and it was a whole national news story at
Mhm.
the time. But that story really didn't come to the surface about they had been abused for years by this priest.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
And that's what I do when I write these songs that I do, especially my acoustic songs talking about New Orleans. I talk about and give credence to these people that, I mean, it could have been either way, you
Mhm.
know. I
Mhm.
mean, so I I talk about them in song.
Through music. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Ben is also to me the epitome of clarity. When I first met Ben during the Essence Festival, 2010, and this is Fancy Lady Music Channel is also a recovery channel. So
Dig
I had been sober for quite a few years, but unfortunately, I was hanging out with an individual who was indulging a lot in alcohol. So, it was 100 degrees, and I was very agitated and very stressed out. So when this individual took me over to Ben's house. Wow, the place was so clean you could lick the floor. And I envied Ben's clear, uncluttered mind. I swear to God. I'm thinking, how is this person always so calm? And then there was a statue of giraffe in the corner, and my friend was, tweaking and wigging out, and Ben was like so calm. So as I began to listen to Ben's music and get to know him as a friend and a client, I noticed that he was wearing a head device and that he suffered from severe headaches and he was in excruciating pain. And I'm
Mm.
thinking, wow, and you can still be calm. So talk about your health struggles with epilepsy and migraines and things like that.
Yeah, because after taking Corbital, it's an anti-seizure medication for almost 2.5 years or more, it definitely affected my chemistry, my body. You know what I mean? Because we are organic beings, and when you try to mix chemicals with organic, it's going to have some type of effect, on the psychic, on the physical. So I went through it for that time, but I think that after I was able to wean myself off of those drugs and then, do a holistic approach to my diet, even though I was vegetarian, I had to cut out some other major things. I'm like soy was a big thing, and I cut that out because it's not good for the system. And and I stopped smoking, herb and stuff. For that time, and it all came back together, over time, and it's still like, we still have to be vigilant in our approach, dealing with stress, anxiety, and all those other things that can come up. That's why you got to have a certain order in your life, mentally, spiritually, the whole thing. It definitely help you level out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So cleaning your body of toxins and what. So how did you, when you were going through the pain and the migraines and interacting with other people, how did you manage being in pain?
Well, you see that copper headpiece that you talk about.
Yeah.
Copper resonates a certain frequency, and with all those little prongs on that little simple device, I will just place it on a certain position where the throbbing is or where the pain's coming from, and just let it sit there, and it absorbs it, and before you even realize it, it's like it's not even there.
Wow. We'll drop the link. We'll drop the link to that copper device in the
yeah.
So the Fancy Lady Music Channel is, of course, about fancy things, and I'm going to talk about 3 fancy things I'm wearing. One is this fabulous Ben Hunter Soul Avenger t-shirt.
All right.
So get your copy of Soul Avenger right now. They're up there. I can't wait. These earrings are beautiful, but I can't wait to get them off because they hurt. But they're by Home by Area.
Oh, the pain of beauty. The pain of beauty.
And also, today's Michael Jackson's birthday, so this is a candle that I made for Michael after passing in 2009. Now, speaking of healing, when Michael,
you know what? I still have that picture you sent me, Michael Jackson.
Oh, you do? Oh, because
I got it on. You got it on the
in the tribute.
Yeah, it's on a bookshelf. You gotta have Michael, man. Come on, Michael is he's a real thing.
Yes, he is fabulous, and they love him in New Orleans. I went to a Michael Jackson tribute concert in New Orleans, and
we had a second line. We had a Michael Jackson second line.
Really
huge. Yeah. When that time, you know what I mean?
Wow, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
But this, in terms of therapy, when I was grieving so hard when Michael died, and as you know, I recently lost another good friend. So part of healing at this point when Michael died was to, our group of fans and got together and we made crafts in tribute to Michael. They put all these ingredients and materials on the table and told us to make something. So this is this is my third fancy thing for Michael. And on that note, you're going to show us your fancy thing.
Oh yeah, my fancy thing.
Yes.
My succulent.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. Give us the backstory behind that beautiful succulent and its vase.
Well, I liked it actually. I like succulents, The one we had in here before, it was huge and I overwatered it, but you can't overwater a succulent. You're not supposed to overwater it. So it kind of went down. So I had to find this one to replace it. And it worked so well, with the seashell design,
Yeah.
It's like so cool.
That is cool. That's a succulent. And where is it from?
That's from, we got it from like, I think we got it from Lowe's or something like that. I got that little, but not the pot. The pot came from this plant store called Harold's.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
yeah, Harold's got all kind of exotic plants and all kind of stuff. You know.
I'd have to go there the next time I visit New Orleans. Go to Harold.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a nice fancy one you got in the background. Tell me
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. This is a ficus.
A
This is
ficus.
a ficus. Yeah, this is a king ficus too. You know.
Yeah, that's real
Yeah.
fancy. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and it's real too.
It's real. Oh, that's beautiful. You have the magic touch. Like I said, Ben has a clear mind, uncluttered. If you visit, what's the name of your Airbnb that we could visit in New
The
Orleans?
Happiness House and the Happiness Haven. You can go on the Airbnb or the other website for housing here in New Orleans. You know,
Okay, great.
you got the Happiness Haven and the Happiness House.
Okay, and Ben and his lovely wife run Happiness Haven. I've been there and it is
Mm-hmm.
fun. I thought this was Blue Wakanda and Dub, but wait till you see Happiness Haven. That's the thing. So this is Ben's favorite part of the show, and he's going to sing us a song to close us out.
Okay. All right, you ready? Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this song because I'm gonna be doing this Brazilian festival here in New Orleans, and
Nice.
I
We'll
got
drop the
together.
link.
I got together with the producer artist Curtis Pierre, who's been doing Casa Samba here in New Orleans for like 30 years or more, and so we're gonna get together and do this song. It's about Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. Okay.
Wow. Yes. Marie Laveau?
Well, it's not Marie Laveau. It's someone who's related to her. You know, because
Nice.
nobody, everybody who comes here will be voodoo. They're
Okay.
supposed to be related some kind of way with Marie Laveau.
Gotcha.
A raven sits in her window, black cat stretched out on the floor. Said she's a distant cousin of Marie Laveau. Line of people stand round her door. Say she can see the future, some Holy Ghost. Careful what you ask for. You have to pay the boss. She's the black Creole queen. Black Creole queen. Black Creole voodoo queen of New Orleans.
All right. Black Creole Queen of New Orleans, a catch band
Oh yeah.
at that Brazilian festival. We'll drop the link. And before we go, give us some advice for people that are dealing with mental health challenges. There's a lot going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
We're coming out of a pandemic and people are scared. I know some people that are still scared to leave their houses.
Yeah.
So, and we've lost a lot of people during the pandemic. We're just coming back and everything's more expensive. We got inflation going on and political instability. So you give us some advice on how to keep, our mental health and be balanced. And
Well, no, for one thing, we are organic biological entities in an organic biological recycling environment. That is the fact. There's nothing higher than that reality. And once we disconnect from this mundane thoughts that we've been programmed and connect to the universal thought, that truth will unravel all of this that we see as the illusion with all of this that's going on in the world that they created, but they really don't have no power. All they're doing is using lies and illusions to confuse the people, and have them in fear of man. Yeah, you can't fear man. Right. Man has no power. Right. He's under the law, not the law, civil law. Now all these laws they break every day. The law of nature.
The law of nature.
The law of nature.
So you're saying to look to nature for balance.
Look to nature for the truth.
Right. All right. All right. Thank you. And again, thank you, special guest Ben Hunter. I'm Sheila Moody on behalf of the Fancy Lady Music Channel. And thank
Fancy
you.
Lady.
And we'll drop the link to your appearances and everybody go out and get a copy of Soul Avenger. All right. Blessings, Ben. We'll talk
Bless.
to you soon.